Hey there, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving right into a seriously fascinating shift that's happening right now in the local service economy, specifically over in Utah County. We're looking at a platform called ServSprint. More specifically, we're unpacking their brand new system designed to empower hourly gig workers and side hustlers to, monetize their labor on their absolute own terms. If you've ever felt like gig apps treat workers more like cogs in a machine than independent earners, well, this new model is absolutely worth a closer look. We're going to explore how a new $10 monthly tier and this super innovative skill tag system are literally flipping the script on how folks find local work.
Okay, so to really grasp the problem here, let's just imagine a kind of silly scenario for a second. Say our illustrative dog and cat characters are out there trying to find a side hustle, to earn some extra treat money. They download one of those standard gig apps, they go to set up their profiles, and bam, they hit a brick wall. Why? Because traditional apps just don't have categories for ball retrieval or laser pointer chasing, right? They force you into these super rigid, predefined boxes. So our dog and cat are just totally stuck. And yeah, obviously that's a playful example, but man, it hits the nail right on the head for human workers who have really unique, specific, or multidisciplinary skills that just refuse to fit neatly into some corporate drop-down menu.
And to understand why SurSprint's fresh approach is such a game changer, we kind of have to look at the pain points of those old lead generation apps. We can pretty confidently call this the old gig trap. In that traditional model, it's not just that workers are shoved into those rigid menus. The financial math is just completely stacked against them. We're talking workers paying anywhere from 20 to $100, sometimes way more, literally just for a lead. Not a guaranteed booked job, just a lead. And get this, that exact same lead is usually sold to 4 or 5 other pros at the exact same time. So you're paying upfront, competing in this crazy race to the bottom with price shoppers, and half the time, you just get ghosted. Oh, and if you do actually happen to win the job, the platform might still swoop in and take a percentage cut of your hard work. Honestly, it's just an exhausting treadmill. Which brings us to ServSprint's major pivot. They looked at that broken system and basically said, nope, we're scrapping this entirely. Instead of forcing workers to scroll through, say, 21 fixed categories, where a highly skilled worker might just have to settle for the general labor label, SurfSprint introduces something totally open-ended, free-form skill tags. This is a massive departure from the rigid menus of the past. It actually shifts the power of definition totally away from the app developers and puts it right back into the hands of the workers themselves.
So how does this actually work in the wild? Well, skill tags are essentially worker-defined, free-form keywords that they use to describe their exact services. Going back to our metaphor for a second, our entrepreneurial cat can finally completely bypass that vague general labor category and literally just type in keyboard sitting to carve out their exact niche. A college student could type in moving help or furniture assembly, or someone local might use snow shoveling or odd jobs. The absolute beauty of it is that you get to describe what you do using the exact same words your local customers are actually typing in to find you.
Now, the quiet hero really working behind the scenes here is autocomplete. Workers can use up to 10 of these custom tags, plus they get a 500-character bio to really pitch their skills and personality. But here's the clever part. When you start typing a tag, the system suggests tags that other workers are already using. This naturally makes common spellings converge, so instead of having super fractured searches where one guy says junk removal, another says junk hauling, and someone else says trash removal, the autocomplete gently nudges everyone toward a shared vocabulary. And it does this without ever locking anyone into a fixed list. It's just incredibly smart design.
And all of this free-form tagging builds a completely new, frictionless discovery experience for the customer. Since ServSprint scrapped the categories, the search bar really becomes the engine of the whole thing. The journey is super seamless. A customer opens the app, types what they need into that prominent search bar, boom. The system instantly matches those keywords against the worker's skill tags and bios. It even catches partial matches, so searching just junk will totally pull up junk removal. Next, the customer sees a live radar map showing the absolute closest matched workers around them. And here's the absolute kicker, the real differentiator. The customer just calls the worker directly. That's it. No middleman hiding numbers, no crazy bidding war, just a direct, immediate, local connection.
So you're probably wondering, what does this kind of incredible visibility actually cost the worker? Well, the crucial number here is $10. ServSprint introduced this highly affordable, flat, $10 monthly rate that is designed very specifically for individual gig workers and side hustlers. Literally, if you have a truck, a strong back, or even just a free Saturday in Utah County, this is the exact entry point designed for you.
It lets you start earning without draining your wallet before you even get off the starting line.
If we compare the two main tiers side by side, you really see how this fits together. The Pro tier, sitting at $29 a month, is really built for established businesses, licensed plumbers or major hauling fleets. But that gig worker tier, at just $10 a month, is tailor-made for individuals. And what is really fantastic here is that gig workers get to prominently display their exact hourly rate right there on their map card. So a customer, looking at the map, sees exactly what you charge before they even pick up the phone. Plus, both tiers get full access to that skill tag system we were just raving about. It makes it a completely level playing field for discovery.
And honestly, this brings us to a massive philosophical shift: funding their business versus building your own. The source material points this out pretty bluntly, and it's so true. When you're paying per lead on those older apps, and they're just pocketing your fee whether you actually close the job or not, you're essentially funding their business with your money and your sweat. ServSprint completely flips that script. By just charging that flat $10 subscription, there is no middleman taking a percentage of your hard work. The relationship you build with a customer, that's yours. The money you earn, yours. You are finally building your own local equity instead of, paying a toll to some Silicon Valley lead broker.
But ServSprint takes that risk reduction even further. 30 days. That's how long you get to try this entire system completely for free. Yep, a 30-day free trial where workers get total access to the live map, the skill tags, all the job alerts, and those direct customer calls. You literally don't pay a single dime up front. You just get to test the waters, set up a great profile, and see firsthand if the local demand in Utah County connects with your specific skills. It is absolutely zero upfront financial risk. And setting your own terms is just an incredibly straightforward process. You sign up for that 30-day trial. You type in your custom skill tags, literally whatever it is you happen to be good at. You set your own hourly rate, which, remember, is totally publicly visible. Then you simply toggle yourself online when you have some free time and toggle offline when you're busy. When that phone rings and you do the work, you keep 100% of your earnings. You're effectively acting as your own boss, and you're just using their app as your own personal local radar beacon. I really want to highlight this exact quote from ServSprint's outreach strategy because the recruiting logic here is just totally undeniable. Free for 30 days, then just $10 a month. One gig covers months of it. I mean, really think about that math. If you're charging, say, $25 or $30 an hour for moving help or yard work, a single 2-hour job pays for your presence on the map for almost half a year. The risk-to-reward ratio here is just massively tilted in favor of the individual worker who is out there trading their hourly skills for cash. Which leaves us with this final, kind of provocative thought to chew on. If you have the skills, if you've got the hustle, and if you are in Utah County, you have a real choice to make. Are you going to keep funding those middleman apps with your labor, paying for shared leads, and giving away chunks of your hard-earned money? Or are you ready to define your own skill tags, set your absolute own hourly rate, and start building your own local reputation today? ServSprint is legitimately giving gig workers the tools to take back control. Well, I hope this explainer gave you a really clear look at how the gig economy is evolving to finally put the worker first. Thanks so much for learning with me.